price of mediocrity, most people are not living. They are simply refusing to die. They wake up in the same bed, drink the same coffee, and commute to the same soul-crushing job, all while convincing themselves that they are doing just fine. But fine is the most dangerous word in the English language. It is the velvet-lined coffin of your ambition. Mediocrity is not a sudden accident. It is a slow, rhythmic seduction that whispers to you that you have plenty of time. It tells you that you can start tomorrow, that you've done enough for today, and that you shouldn't push too hard because you might fail. What they don't tell you is that the pain of failure is a temporary sting, but the pain of mediocrity is a chronic, dull ache that lasts a lifetime. Look around you. The world is designed to keep you average. It feeds you cheap dopamine, processed food, and infinite distractions to ensure you stay in your lane. If you are watching this, it's because you feel that friction in your chest, that burning realization that you were meant for something monumental, yet you are currently settled for something minuscule. Comment, "I am not average," if you can feel that fire starting to burn right now. We are about to strip away the excuses. Let's talk about the math that no one wants to do. If you continue on your current path, where will you be in 10 years? Most people project a future of success without changing their present habits, which is a form of functional insanity. If you do not sacrifice for your dreams become the sacrifice. Mediocrity has a compound interest, just like wealth. Every day you choose the easy path, you are digging a deeper trench that will eventually become your grave. Imagine yourself at 80 years old, sitting in a chair, looking back at the man you are today. The ghost of the person you could have become is standing right in front of you, looking you in the eye. That ghost has the strength you never built, the wisdom you never sought, and the freedom you were too afraid to claim. That is the ultimate definition of hell, to meet the version of yourself that achieved everything you wanted, only to realize that the only thing standing between you and him was your addiction to comfort. You are paying for your stable life with the only currency that matters, your limited time on this earth. Is the comfort of your couch really worth the price of your destiny? Think about the quiet desperation that fills the streets every morning. You see it in the eyes of the people waiting for the bus, the people staring blankly at their computer screens, the people who have stopped asking "what if" and started saying, "it is what it is." That phrase, "it is what it is the white flag of a defeated soul. It is the sound of a man who has accepted his shackles because they are padded with cotton. We live in an era of unprecedented opportunity, yet we are witnessing an epidemic of insignificance. Why? Because excellence requires a level of isolation that most people cannot stomach. To be great, you must be willing to be the villain in the story of the mediocre. You must be willing to walk away from the parties, the gossip, and the small talk that serves as the social glue for the average. When you start improving, your average friends won't cheer for you. They will try to pull you back down. Not because they hate you, but because your progress shines a blinding light on their own stagnation. Your brain is a survival machine, not a success machine. It is hardwired to seek safety and conserve energy, which served our ancestors well when lions were hunting them. But today, the lion is your lack of purpose, and your brain is still trying to hide in the cave. The modern world has weaponized this biology against you. Algorithms are designed to keep you scrolling, keeping your mind in a state of passive consumption rather than active creation. When you choose the path of least resistance, you are literally letting your primitive brain win. You are choosing to be a biological puppet rather than a conscious architect. This is why the 1% are so rare. They are the ones who have learned to endure the friction of the 5-second gap. They understand that growth only happens in the state of discomfort. If you aren't feeling the heat of the forge, you aren't being shaped into anything meaningful. You are just raw, useless ore taking up space. Every time you skip the gym, every time you delay that difficult conversation, every time you choose the distraction over the deep work, you are reinforcing the neural pathways of a loser. Stop lying to yourself. You aren't resting. You are decaying. Mediocrity is a slow poison that disguises itself as balance. People talk about work-life balance as if greatness can be achieved in a 40-hour work week. The legends you admire, the philosophers, the conquerors, the builders of empires, none of them were balanced. They were obsessed. They were possessed by a vision that made sleep feel like a nuisance and food feel like fuel. You cannot have a remarkable life while maintaining an unremarkable routine. You cannot expect the rewards of a lion while living with the habits of a sheep. The price of your new life is your old one. You must be willing to murder the version of yourself that is lazy, the version that is insecure, and the version that cares what others think. This internal execution is not a one-time event. It is a daily ritual. You must wake up every morning and decide to kill the mediocre man again, because he will try to crawl back into your bed every single night. In the dark forge of life, the hammer and the anvil are your only friends. The steel doesn't ask for the fire to be cooled. It understands that the heat is the only way to remove the impurities. Mediocrity is the slag that must be burned away. To be elite, you must develop a pathological hatred for being average. You must reach a point where the idea of living an ordinary life scares you more than the idea of dying. This is the mindset of the master blacksmith. He sits in the heat, surrounded by sparks, not because he enjoys the pain, but because he respects the process. He knows that a blade that hasn't been through the fire will shatter at the first sign of battle. Most people shatter because they spent their whole lives avoiding the fire. They wanted the prize without the process. They wanted the crown without the cross. But the universe does not give handouts. It only grants authority to those who have mastered themselves. If you are still here, listening to these words, it means you have the raw materials to be great. But raw materials are worthless without the discipline to shape them. Subscribe now if you are committed to the forge, because we don't build followers here, we build leaders. Ask yourself truly, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of failure? Failure is just data. Are you afraid of judgment? Judgment is just the noise of people who aren't in the arena. No, what you are truly afraid of is your own potential. You are afraid of the responsibility that comes with being great. It's easier to be a victim. It's easier to blame the economy, your parents, or your boss for your current situation. But as long as you blame someone else, you give them the power over your future. The moment you take 100% responsibility for your life, even the parts that weren't your fault, is the moment you become free. Responsibility is the bridge between the man you are and the man you were meant to be. The door to greatness is heavy, and it only opens from the inside. You have to push, you have to strain, you have to bleed a little. This is the moment of truth. You can close this video and go back to your comfortable, mediocre existence. You can tell yourself that you'll start on Monday. You can find 1,000 reasons why now is not the right time. Or you can draw a line in the sand right here, right now. The cost of being mediocre is everything you could have been. It is the house you never lived in, the lives you never touched, and the legacy that died with you. The price of excellence is steep, yes. It requires early mornings, late nights, social isolation, and the courage to be misunderstood by those who are still asleep. But the view from the top is worth every drop of sweat. You were born with a spark of divinity, a fragment of the universal fire. Don't let it flicker out in a gust of laziness. Take that spark, put it in the forge, and start hitting the iron. Your future self is either thanking you or cursing you for what you do in the next 24 hours. Choose wisely. Comment "Unstoppable" to seal this contract with yourself. The forge is waiting. The fire is hot. It's time to become the man you were born to be.